I'm going to show you guys how to set up the foundation plan for the house we were doing in Long Beach. Alright, obviously first thing we're going to do is going to set up our title block. I got one pre-made over here, so I'm just going to set my pre-made title block on the paper. Okay. Now, our original drawing looked like this. What's going to happen is, in order to do the next drawing for our project, we're going to need to do the footings and the foundation. Now, our original floor plan was set from here to here, to here, to here. Okay, this is the perimeter of the property, 60 by 30. The house we're going to draw is just going to be the 44 feet by the 22 feet, plus a deck in the back, and it's actually going to be a small deck in the front for a set of stairs. That doesn't need to be included in the site plan. Okay, what we're going to do is, we're going to reference this corner here. I'm going to make this, actually no, this corner right here, I apologize. I'm going to make this corner or even this corner our start point. I think we're going to use this one. We're going to use the same scale for this drawing as it actually will work out. So at 1/8 inch scale, if I measured over from the side of my paper, okay, I can measure over and it looks like it's 16'4" over from the right. Okay, up. Remember, we're measuring to this corner, not to this one. 16'4" up, I mean to the right, and it looks like it's exactly 16 foot up. Just checking, good. Right, so 16 foot, I'm drawing a very light line across my paper. And it's 16'4", I'm draw a very light line up my paper. Now, what we're drawing at this immediate moment is the outside edge of our house. Now, the outside edge of our house is going to be like where you would touch if you walked up to the outside of the house and put your hand on it. And that's going to be the 44 feet by the 22 feet. So we're going to start with that. From there, we'll start to lay out the rest of our house. So just follow along today. Not a big stressful day here. 21, 22 feet. This way we're going to go 44. And then we'll go 7 more. So 44 plus 7 is 51. Take our triangle. Just using these lines. These are going to be like reference lines. Not going to necessarily be permanent lines for what we're doing. Okay? It's a nice tall one. These are our reference points. Now, the drawing we're going to do is going to include the foundation for the house, and it's going to include the footing for the house. Now, the thing about the foundation and the footing is, foundation and the footing are centered on this wall here. But this wall, we're showing the outside of the wall. The wall itself is actually going to be 4 inches thick. So if we think about what half of 4 is, half of 4 is 2. Since we're doing this at 1/8 inch scale, 2 inches really isn't that far off of our measurement. So I think it's alright if we just leave these lines alone. What we're going to do is for our footing is going to be a total of 24 inches wide. And our foundation wall is going to be a total of 8 inches wide. So off of this outside line, we're going to make 2 sets of lines. We're going to make one line 4 inches away, and then a second line 12 inches away from the center. 4 inches and 12 inches, just like this. So hold your ruler right here. Mark the 4, and mark the 12. Slide it down. Mark the 4. And mark the 12. Now you're only going to do this on the walls. We're not doing this on the deck, because the deck has a different type of support. Okay? 4, 12, 4, 12. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it will actually work with it. 4, 12, 4, 12. Now, the 4-inch line is going to be a solid line. The 12-inch line is going to be a dashed line. So when you're bringing your lines across, you can bring your 4-inch line pretty solid. Like this. When it comes to doing your 12-inch line, your 12-inch line is going to be buried under the ground. The footing ends up getting buried under the ground. So the way we represent things that you don't necessarily see above the ground is with dashed and dotted lines. So at that 12-inch distance, the one we measured away from the center, 12 inches, okay, we're going to do a series of dashed lines. Just trying to get my triangle to stay. There we go. Try to make your dashes pretty uniform if you can. Do your best. If you can't get them too uniform, it's okay. Okay, so dash lines. Come down to here and do the same thing. When you make the corners solid. If they don't have a dash in the corner. Okay, you're going to do a set of inside lines also. So same idea. You do on the inside also. This is going to be a footing. This is going to be the thing that was on the bottom of the columns in those videos. Okay, so what you have here, you have a foundation wall and a footing wall. Footing wall, the foundation wall. The foundation is the thicker, solid line that goes around the property. Like this. Okay? And your footing is the dash line that's around the outside. And you're going to come in, you're going to clean up the little edges, things like that. So this, from here to here is 24 inches wide. This from here to here is 8 inches wide. So when you find your center line from your 22 foot by 44 foot, you're going to come 4 inches to the right, 4 inches to the left. 12 inches to the right, 12 inches to the left. Same thing down here. 4 inches up, 4 inches down. 12 inches up, 12 inches down from center. That gives you the thickness of your wall. The next step we're going to do is we need to find, sorry guys, give me 1 second. We need to find the center. I'm going to lay out some center floating columns. Okay, to find the center, it's pretty simple. You want to just use the regular ruler, or you want to use the scale. Remember, if we did it with scale, 1/8 inch equals a foot. The whole house was, from the center line, was 22 feet wide. So we just mark 11, so 8, 9, 10, 11 feet. We draw a very light guideline down the middle. That's going to be your center line of your house. From your center line, we're going to draw 3 columns, 11 feet, 22 feet, and 33 feet. And those will be basically centered along the way. All right, so go from your center line, put your 0 on your line, mark the 11, mark the 22, and mark the 33. Now, each one of these columns is going to sit on top of a footing. I just told you guys before, the footings are 2 feet wide. So I'm going to put the 1, so I can sit focus a little better. Put the 1 right on the center line. I'm going to mark the outside 1 foot to the right, 1 foot to the left. Same thing here. 1 foot to the right, 1 foot to the left. And over here, 1 foot to the right, 1 foot to the left. Go up and down. Go 1 foot up and 1 foot down. Now, if you're good, you don't need to measure that 1 foot a bunch of times. Going horizontally, you just use your T-square like this, because the line's going to be parallel. Create the top and bottom footing lines. Use a triangle, square off the boxes. Like this. And so when we talked about your basement, we talked about those columns being in your basement. These are those columns in your basement. This is the outside wall of your house. Okay? This dashed line is going to be the footing for your house. Alright? What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a couple of dimensions to this, and then I'll cut you guys loose to do a little bit of work for the rest of the period. Alright, so basically, you still got center to center. You're still going to have your feet. Okay. From the center line to here, it's only going to be 4 inches to the right, 4 inches to the left. From here to the center line, it's going to be 12 inches to the left, 12 inches to the right. All right, these are spaced out 11 feet each. 11 feet to here, 11 feet to here, 11 feet to here. Why don't you guys just set up a title block right now, and what I'll do is I'm going to post on Schoology. I'll give you the example drawing on Schoology, and I'll try to get this video loaded up. I don't want to get it too long. It'll load up to YouTube. All right, let's do that for today.